Stan Gibilisco here, Whiskey 1 Golf Victor, W1GV ham radio station. Going to look at a multi-band watch here, 14, 18, and 21, and 28 megahertz. Right now I am listening to the bulletin from W1AW in Newington, Connecticut. The time is 0033 Zulu on August 9th, 2013, here in the Black Hills of Dakota Territory, United States of America. Mountain Daylight Time, 6:33 p.m. on August 8th, 2013. This is just a little record, kind of a time-sensitive video here because I just want to show you the bands 14 and 18 megahertz are open, even if not many people are using them. I would encourage all of you to use 18 megahertz more. That's really a fun band. And propagation can be very strange on that band, as we will see in a minute, in a second. CWRTTY. Let's switch up to 18 megahertz. Now notice the signal strength, about S9 to 10 over 9. Now we'll go up to 18 megahertz, same station, W1AW, continuing with their bulletin. About the same signal strength here as we had on 14 megahertz. So between the Black Hills of Dakota Territory, United States of America, and Newington, Connecticut, at this hour, on this date, the band is open on both 14 and 18 megahertz. Let's go up to 21 megahertz. Hear that? Much weaker. Much weaker. Now, I've been on at nights similar to these, similar to this time, while I could put my antenna up. I have an antenna, by the way, that I can take down really quick. It's a deck-mounted vertical. I can pull it right out of the slot, take it down in a couple of minutes, less than a couple of minutes. And I always watch the radar display on the internet to see if there are thunderstorms approaching, because here in this part of the country at this time of the year, thunderstorms prowl the prairie. They get to the hills and various things can happen when they hit the hills. Some nights they flare up, like last night, which case we had tennis ball sized hail not too far from here. The night before that was clear and calm. The 2 nights before that, golf ball sized hail. So actually you've got to watch everything, because lightning can come along with these storms and strike. And I'm at 5,000 foot altitude, about 1 mile high, 1.6 kilometers for those of you who like the metric system. Lightning can get down pretty easy, and it can come up really quick. These storms can seem to pop up out of nowhere. It seems like every night lately, every bloody night, these storms have been popping up. And it's kind of exasperating, actually, because at any time you might lose power. Lightning will hit a transformer or something. It gets to be kind of exasperating, kind of tiresome, actually. Although it is kind of fun to watch golf ball and tennis ball size hail fall, it's not so much fun to think about what it's doing to my roof. Hasn't damaged it so far yet, by the way. I've been very lucky. I park my vehicle in the garage every night. Well, that's just a little bit of chatter from here. Old aging mountain man likes to yammer about stuff. But anyway, the maximum usable frequency must be just about 20, 21 megahertz or so, because, but look, that a few nights I've seen conditions where, as the darkness advanced across the North American continent from east to west, propagation between here and W1AW, that would be across the northeastern tier of states, has actually improved. So the only norm, the only constant, the only average is chaos here in the radio wave propagation universe. Let's go up to 28 megahertz. That's the W1AW bulletin frequency, and I'm not hearing a thing. Go back to 14. About S9. 18. Look at that. It's booming in here. 10 dB over S9. This radio rarely displays any signal louder than 20 dB over S9. It's pretty honest about that sort of thing. You know, a 60 over 9 signal is something you might get if you transmit right into your radio. But some of these meters are kind of exaggerated. These are pretty good here. The ICOM IC746 Pro. I'm kind of sorry to see that radio go. 18. What happened here? I must have some programs in there, some program channels. I never use those. You know, I don't want to be a programmer to use my radio. I just want to get on the air and make contacts. I don't want to have to learn how to program a computer just in order to get on the radio. Let's, manufacturers, are you listening? Listening to old fuddy-duddies like me, old CW fuddy-duddies? That's awful loud. Let's tone that down a bit. Now, I've got it on SSB to hear, you know, to tune a little faster, get a little wider take on this 18 megahertz, 17 meter band. Here's W1AW. Nobody. There's somebody evidently tuning up. Well, nothing. Now, people should take advantage of this band. It's evening. The sunny part of the world is to the west, largely, of where I'm at, west of the United States, so it ought to be open to the Pacific, to Asia, Japan, China, and possibly up over the pole to Europe as well. There's the top of the band. Let's go back down. But nobody's really here taking advantage of this. So the purpose of my doing this video and the similar band watch videos, this is unfortunately a rather noisy location. I would like to get out into the country somewhere off the grid and see what I can do when I'm 10 miles away from the nearest power line. Trouble is, a couple of problems. Number one, I don't have the money to buy a place out there. There's a place up in the Bighorn Mountains I'd love to buy. Theoretically, I could do it, but certain people, financial advisors on television, whose initials are SO, for example, if I were to ask her, Susie Orman, I'll say her name, she's a public figure. If I were to ask her whether I should buy that property or not, she'd probably say no. But then again, she might say yes when I tell her that I know I'm not going to live forever. I'm 60 years old and I may die before I go broke. Gotta live while you can, eh? Let's just keep... Now see, I'd love to be on this band. RST 559. Operator Nat, that's his name. He's saying 73. He's calling an LU5, that's South America. That's Argentina. There's the Argentine station, very weak. But, you know, with all the noise I've got on this band, you know, if that noise were down to S1, like it would be in the top of the Bighorn Mountains in Wyoming in my off-grid dream property, I don't own it yet, I probably never will. My health, up there in the wintertime, you break your leg You're 10 miles not only from the nearest power line, but 10 miles from any sort of help. You're going to be in a big pickle. But, you know, can you let fear dictate your life? Seems like greed and fear have been dictating our lives for too long. Let's get over it, eh? Susie Orman, should I buy that place? If you're hearing this, call me up. Talk to me. I think she'd say no. You know, you don't want to be old and go broke. Then I wouldn't have any ham radio. Well, I think I'll end this band watch with just an admonition. Get on this cotton-picking band. As soon as I'm done with this video, I plan to get on here and send some CQs and see if I can raise anybody with the 10 big watts of CW output that come from W1, GV Whiskey 1, Golf Victor, Stan Jabalisco from the Black Hills of Dakota Territory, United States of America, signing off, 73, so long.